Well, we started with Pablo Zabaleta, then we got Joe Hart, and now we're on to our third signing. Marko Arnautovic has unofficially signed for West Ham United. The photos out of him holding a shirt, the club haven't announced it yet, but they will in the next couple of hours. Charlie, what's your initial feelings? He's now our record signing. We've just broke our transfer record. I think this is the fourth time under the current owners. I mean, it's sort of, you're going to do it with the way the money's going in football, but we've broke it again and we've got a new record signing.
Yeah, and to be fair to honest, we do tend to break the record signing almost every summer. Enna, Carroll, IU, Arnautovic, we seem to continuously do it under it every sort of summer. It's the second time we've broken it in a row in the summer where we've taken one of the best players from a rival club. It's another one of those sort of deals. I'm relatively happy. It was a hole that we needed to fill, and so I'm happy that we've gone out and we've spent money to actually fit it in a competent way and not taking a risk, if you like, even though I think there is still some risk to it, not taking a punt on someone, some 24-year-old guy from, I don't know, Anderlecht or something. I'm glad we've gone and bought someone who has done it in the Premier League before.
Well, Onyekuru, I suppose we were going to take a punt on Onyekuru if you believe the rumours. So do you think it'll make a difference going for these proven Premier League players and paying the dollar it takes to get them into the club?
You'd hope so. I'm not one of these people who begs for Premier League proven. I also think it's not exactly a guaranteed success. We saw that with people we brought in last year. It's not the be all and end all. If someone has done it before in the Premier League, doesn't mean they're going to do it at your club. There's a lot of factors to it. So personally, I'm not one who shouts from the rooftops about that. I'm more happy with the fact that the person that we've signed, I think, significantly improves our starting 11 and is also the right person to add around the other players we've got, meaning Hernandez and Lanzini specifically. I think he's the right guy to play off that. So I'm really happy in that sense.
I'm delighted with this transfer, Charlie. I think it's a fantastic buy. Like you said, we're buying one of the best players from a rival club in terms of league position. I think his Premier League proven does matter to me. I do think that we needed a solid window. I think Bilic needed to be given the right tools. I think it was only fair. I think last window he got short-handed a little bit by the board. So I think this window was only fair. They give him solid signings and say, right, listen, you're going into your final year of your contract. We've got a new signings which we know can cut it in the Premier League. You're right. It doesn't mean there'll be a success at West Ham, but they can definitely do it in the league. So there's no questions. You remove the risk of that aspect, if you like. So Bilic has now got the correct tools. So it's sort of any massive strange thing happening again, like Payet or whatever, he's got no excuses and he's going into his last year, really. He's a goal scorer, Charlie. I mean, if you look at his overall record at Stoke, he's played 146 and scored 26. So it's not hugely impressive, but if you take it down to the last two seasons, he's played 75 and scored 19. That's better than 1 in 4, which is quite good for someone who's an inside forward / winger.
Yeah, it is. And he reminds me a bit of like Cristiano Ronaldo in that sense, where he gets the ball, he's looking for a shot. He's looking for the shot off on goal. He's not necessarily, I was about to say not a team player. He's not someone who's going to, take it to the byline and whip it in every single time, like, I don't know, Matt Jarvis or someone like that. He's a guy who is, when he collects the ball, is going to look to try and cut inside and get an angle on goal and take shots. And I think that's going to be super useful. If not only because we're going to score more goals inevitably because of it, but also just because I'm so desperate for us to take attention away from the likes of Lanzini and if it finally goes over the line, Hernandez, just to give them the space to move into. And someone like Hernandez, as soon as Arnautovic is taking shots from range, it's parried, Hernandez is going to be the first to get there. If Arnautovic is charging at them, they're going to be looking at him, not concentrating on Lanzini, or maybe Antonio coming in with a late run, all this sort of stuff. That's really exciting to me, that style of play. I think that's the perfect. There were two options. There were either someone a bit like Payet, who is just so unbelievably creative that he's just going to consistently churn out chance after chance after chance after chance, or someone like Arnautovic, who isn't quite that type of player, but will just through sheer power and force of will continuously get shots away and continuously cause havoc in that sense. And so I consider him a bit of a blunt force object, but I'm totally fine with that.
Yeah, I think we're buying a man in form. I think that's what's also important. We're buying a guy who's, last season, 32 games in the Premier League, 6 goals, 5 assists. He's contributed 11 goals. So basically every third game, he's either setting up a goal or scoring one, if you like. And some of his goals he's scoring for Stoke are the match-winning goals. They're the 1-0s and the 2-1s. He's the one with the winner, or he's setting up the winner and something. That's important. I think that's where we were lacking last season. Everton at home is the prime example. We were battering Everton. We were all over them, 0-0. And everybody thought we were going to win it. I thought we were going to win it, but we just couldn't get the ball in net. And we were lacking that little bit of, like you said, it's almost greediness. We are missing that greediness. Someone who's going to get the ball and say, you know what, I'm going to shoot here, because sometimes it takes a deflection or keeper parries it, something. It doesn't necessarily have to go in or he has to do something. He just influences a play in the box. Is this the type of guy who's going to do that, take you from 1 point to 3 in games, or from 0 points to a draw?
Yeah. He's that caliber of player. He's got that quality in which he can do that, and he has the attributes in order to drag. He's got the attributes in order to do it himself as well, because he has the pace and the power, as well as the technical ability to ping goals in from range or a decent pass here and there. He has that technical ability and the power to be able to do that. My concern would be that if the rest of the team isn't playing around him, I'm not convinced that he's going to be
take responsibility.
Yeah, exactly. Like the comments about him not tracking back, for example, are one, but that's not something we're not used to at West Ham. But I'm a little bit concerned. But he does have all the qualities to do it, and hopefully, new start, new challenge, new people around him, and someone like I say, Lanzini, who I can't rate any higher, for goodness sake, like being able to provide him, even if we're having a bad game, you know, Lanzini will be able to pick out a pass, wriggle through 2 people, pick out a pass to him. Hopefully that around him will enable him the freedom to be able to affect games in the way we need him to.
Yeah, his tracking back is obviously a massive concern, but at the same time, we didn't see Dimitri Payet sprinting 40 yards to catch the right back and stuff. So I think you can sometimes allow it. I mean, sometimes he is going to just have to dig in and graft a little bit, but at the same time, having a left winger sometimes up front will pin the right back a little bit. And, you know, the right back comes forward, you're going to leave him free. His wages, though, Charlie, I mean, it says 100 grand. I doubt it's 100 grand slapdash in your bank every week. I'd imagine it's 70 with 30 in bonuses, etc. But we're now breaking the wage structure for this player, and we're going to break it further with Hernandez. But is this risky? This is risky because if you give it to Arnautovic, Reed, Lanzini's still not signed a new deal, they're all going to be thinking, well, I get that as well, please. Yeah,
well, Lanzini will definitely get that. I feel that's my concern. My biggest concern, I should say, is that the money is. It doesn't look like a lot on paper because you're like, oh, it's 20 grand. It's 20 million. That's not in today's market. It's not that much. But within the confines of West Ham, it is a hell of a lot of money to be outlaying on one person. And he's not the youngest either. You know, at the end of his contract, he'll probably. Whereas Zlatan has continued to be able to be effective with his pace and well, we didn't really have pace, but power, and that there's nothing to say Arnautovic can follow that trend. Hopefully he can and continue to be effective because of it. But we can't be certain with that at all because he's not Zlatan. So there is that worry for me about the age and the money. It's going to be a huge outlay, and like you say, the second contracts come up, people will be looking to get that amount. And I think someone like Lanzini and probably Winston Reid actually as well, like you say, would be people who would get that. But again, if we're going to move up, we're going to have to start paying more. We're going to have to start paying more money. We're going to have to start paying higher wages, and that's just an inevitability of the way the game works, unfortunately. And so, at least now we're starting to do that, and our owners are starting to do that, because before I was not sure they were even capable.
I completely agree. I think last summer I thought we were trying to get to the next level, but we were still trying to pay the same level prices, if you like. We weren't willing to pay what we took. But I think this summer we're starting to see that the board are actually willing to get the players in, pay them the wages required in order to start progressing. And this is just it's a good signing for me. It started summer, everybody wanted quality over quantity. We're getting that. And people said anyone would buy has to start. Hart does probably. Zabaleta definitely does. Arnautovic, I think most people have. And personally, I think it's harsh on Ayew. I think Ayew's a fantastic player. However, Arnautovic certainly isn't a bench player. So you can debate all day about this as to which three starting behind Hernandez, but he's definitely a first-team player. One other transfer, though, that has gone through today, it is now official. Darren Randolph is dropped down to the Championship to join Middlesbrough. Charlie, I've not spoke to you about this one, so is this the right keeper, in your opinion, to sell?
I think it would be much as either way. We probably would have been able to command a bigger fee for Adrian. I think Adrian is a better goalkeeper than Randolph. I think that he is. People call him a first-team goalkeeper, like a first-choice goalkeeper. I think actually they're both first-choice goalkeepers. I think Randolph. I think Middlesbrough is a perfect level. I think any lower Premier League team, I think he would have done actually quite well. I really do rate Randolph in that sense, but I'm more confident with Adrian and Joe Hart being our two goalkeepers than I would be with Joe Hart and Randolph. So thankfully it's good and the money is decent as well.
Yeah, I was about to say that. The £5 million price tag, that's the bit that surprises me the most, to be honest. I thought a couple of £1,000,000 would have been good, because I think in the summer there's always half-decent minimum keepers for no club. I don't know if he signed one, but John Ruddy was certainly free. I don't know if he's got a club yet. Well, he might laugh. I don't think there's a great deal of difference between Randolph and Ruddy, but one's got a £5 million price tag. Are you impressed we've got £5 million? I mean, this is turning out to be sort of, Christ almighty, Charlie, the business we're doing this summer is almost impressing me here.
It's getting dangerously close to being impressive, yeah. 5 million is good. 5 million is good, and I don't know what wages he was on or what Hart's on and what the loan fee for Hart is. I don't particularly care, but having a price tag like 5 million basically would probably zero out the amount we're paying for Hart for over the year, which is another great thing, because it means that we're not really wasting too much money. I've had some problems with some of the amounts that, for example, for Gouli's being linked with a move away, I had a problem with how much we sold Nordvite for, people like that. But if you take, really, actually, if you take just those two specific examples out, we're doing really, really good business. I have concerns about it overall. Like I say, age is something I'm really concerned about. But money-wise, we're actually killing it. And usually it's completely the opposite with us. So I'm really happy.
Yeah, I have to agree. But anyway, that's it from myself and Charlie. Marko Arnautovic, well, he's not officially signed yet. There's images of him with the shirt. A couple of announced it in due course. I'm very, very confident it's gone through already. Randolph has officially gone to Middlesbrough. But let us know what your thoughts on the two transfers and players are down below. Are you surprised we've got £5 million? Are we impressed? And also, what's your thoughts on our new record signing, Marko Arnautovic? Is he the right man, and do you think he'll be a success at West Ham, or do you have concerns over his attitude when he can be a little bit lazy or sort of not be arse playing football very much in some games, and he doesn't track back too much, but he's got that little bit of class about him, which we all love. But anyway, Charlie, say goodbye.
Bye.
And it's goodbye for me. Like the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe for more, and we'll be back very, very soon with another video. And well, next one actually might be us chatting about the confirmation that Javier Hernandez is now a West Ham United player. Stick around.